Hi, it's me again, and another day, another news story about the BBC, eh? But then it keeps this channel going, doesn't it? And this time, it's Ofcom's turn to state the blooming obvious. Have a look at this with me. British regulator Ofcom warns BBC will become out of step with audience and tech developments without reform. I think it's a bit late for that. The BBC's already out of step with its audience, and that's why the BBC's going through this period of terrible PR with everything it tries to do. It's just because the audience is done with it. They're paying 159 quid a year per household to the BBC directly, and they don't feel like they're getting a lot back. So many people don't believe the BBC's value for money. It's already out of step with its audience. But let's see what Ofcom's got to say anyway, rather than just me ranting, eh? The BBC must reform its operating licence to focus on online services or become out of step with audience behaviour and technology developments, according to British media regulator Ofcom. And to be fair, many of the top brass at Ofcom are ex-BBC anyway, or have ties with the BBC. So it's weird, a few stories recently where I've seen Ofcom having a bit of a pop at the BBC, but they're all part of the same club. All part of the same club. Ofcom's report acknowledges the BBC remains at the heart of the UK's broadcasting sector. See, all in the same club. And has been modernising its approach in the face of disruption brought about by global streaming services. Still not seeing anything negative there. Nice work, Ofcom. Broadly, this could be achieved by better incorporating online services such as the streamer BBC iPlayer, audio service BBC Sounds and the BBC website, allowing the BBC more flexibility to respond to new audience needs. Key to these changes would be making important content more easily discoverable on its online services and reducing focus on quotas for at-risk genres such as arts and music, religious programmes, content for children and comedy. So Ofcom's saying there they've got to reduce their focus on at-risk genres such as arts and music and religious programming, content for children. Those are three things that people use to defend the BBC. If we don't have the BBC, if you don't pay your licence fee and the BBC goes away, where are we going to get this specialised arts and music programming from? Who's going to do religious programming? They're one of the best in the world at children's programming. Now Ofcom saying if you want the BBC to survive, yeah, they're going to have to calm it a bit on that sort of thing, which isn't too bad a thing. I mean, it is important to some people, it's not important to me, and it doesn't get viewers in. That's why you don't see stuff like that. You don't see a lot of religious programming, for instance, on Channel 5 or Sky 1 or anything like that. Because it doesn't attract huge viewer numbers. And if it doesn't attract huge viewer numbers, you can't sell advertising for very much money. I mean, I did a video ages ago, didn't I, on how much it costs to advertise on TV. And some of the channels that don't have high viewership or some of the shows that have really low viewership, you can advertise for like 50 quid to 100 quid. You know, a proper telly advert, it's nothing. So you need big viewer numbers to get big money in from advertisers. Is that the way this is going? Could be, couldn't it? Among the proposals was a plan to drop the amount of original productions on Arts Channel BBC4 from 75% in peak prime time to 60% in all hours. The channel is one of the services BBC Director General Tim Davie has earmarked to be cut as part of the plans to save $1.5 billion over the next few years. Well, it goes to show how out of touch Ofcom are. For over a year, I've been reporting that BBC4 is only going to show repeats. They're not going to make anything new for it. Then the BBC changed their mind again, but now they're back to it, saying we're just going to cut BBC4 off completely and chuck it online, and it will just be an archive channel. So they're not going to make many original productions from that. 75% of things on BBC4 are original productions. I can believe that. But they're all going to be repeats. They're not going to be fresh new stuff that's had money spent on it. The current BBC operating licence was created in 2017 when Ofcom took over the regulation of the BBC. With streamers such as Apple TV and Peacock now active alongside Amazon Prime Video and Netflix, the regulator believes the current model needs an overhaul to better equip the BBC to compete. Yeah, if the BBC wants to survive, that is the way it's going to have to go. It's got to go head to head with these giant streaming services. It's got to be the British one, hasn't it? And not just sell to the British people their subscriptions. They need to go out to the world. Like Discovery Plus was only available in the US for a long time. Now it's available around Europe and in the UK. It's making more money because of that, because the audience number that it can advertise to is so much bigger. So that's where this is going, I think. That's the sort of thing Ofcom are talking about, is get your act together, start working on your iPlayer, start streaming. I think Ofcom are pushing the BBC in the direction of being an online TV service, which is the way all telly's going to go eventually, isn't it? I don't think we're there yet, but it is the way all telly's going to go. I mean, they had a problem where when on iPlayer, when one of their shows was put on BBC1 or BBC2, whatever, they were only allowed to show it on iPlayer for 7 days. What good is that to anybody? Now it's a year, I believe, and then it'll expire, so they'll have to show it on telly again to get another year. I think that's how it works. But they just need the ability to put their entire archive on iPlayer and sell a subscription to it. You know, Netflix's shows don't expire after a year. They stay on there forever. That's the way it's going to have to go. And Ofcom are the people that can regulate that. And I think that's what's coming. It looks like Ofcom want the BBC to be a streaming service. That's what it looks like to me. So this article goes on a bit and it talks a bit about complaining about the BBC and some facts and figures to do with that. I'm not going to talk about everything because I've already been filming for over 10 minutes. So I know the video won't be that long. We'll cut bits out, but it'll go on forever. So if you want to read it, in the description below, I always put the link to these articles that I talk about if you want to go and look at them yourself. So have a look, see what you think about it, because to me it looks like Ofcom are setting up the long game for the BBC to start streaming. And that can only be a positive thing, right? It's got to be the future of the company to survive. It's got to be. It's got to be. But let me know what you think about it, as always, down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way, hopefully, I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.